career, an occupation for a long period of time with opportunities for progress. Now, here's the thing. For a long time, I believed that hanging on the street corner selling drugs was going to lead to a long term career, right? And once again, it was a setback, right? And the reason it was a setback is because consequently, I ended up in prison, right? And I got back out in pursuit of happiness through my street career again. Once again, right, from here, once again, I believed in a street career, right? So all those of you who are making a career out of just loitering in parking lots, strip malls, on the corners, in front of your neighbor's house, right? That is not a career. That is not a career, right? Opportunity, right? Right? That comes with progress, right? That's not an opportunity. Well, however, it is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to hamper your pockets, right? Uh, every time I went to prison, I lost so much. I lost so much, right? Now, on the flip side of that coin, I'm not just going to personally attack people who have been to prison before or have believed in a career from the street. Let's just take the couch potato. You sitting on that couch all day long. You watching that old Maury Povich, Jerry Springer, right? Jerry Springer, right? Right? Jerry Springer got a career, right? He got a show about nothing. Jerry Springer got a show about nothing, right? And you sitting there, right, watching his career with a show about nothing, gaining nothing, right? Right? Let's be let's be realistic about this. I too used to watch Jerry Springer. Was one of my favorite shows. Maury Povich, right? And then you wonder why I didn't know 9 times 9 was 81. For real. You wonder why I didn't have a bank account, right? Right? You wonder why I was struggling paying my bills because I wasn't in pursuit of a good career, right? So, first and foremost, to all my fans, right? Let's take a career house mother, right? And a house mom, not knocking, because house moms are beautiful, right? Raising the kids, right? However, deep down, you have a desire to do something, right? However, you opted out. You opted out of your true desire for a career to be a stay-at-home mom, right? And your spouse is the breadwinner, right? Okay, here's the thing. Somewhere down the line, you're going to have some regrets, right? I'm not saying don't raise your children, right? But if you have a career and you're a stay-at-home mom, they do now have online courses, okay? So for the stay-at-home mothers, right? Use the computer, start getting you some degrees online, right? 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 So when those kids do become of age, you have an accolade under your belt to move forward. Okay. Here's the thing. For you kids with them iPads and things of that nature, right? Run around with these laptops looking at YouTube all day, right? And you just can't afford college. Get on that laptop and take an online course, right? To better your career, right? Think about whatever it is in the world you want to do with yourself and you can do it, right? I no longer waste time, right? Hanging on somebody's corner, right? Time, right? Watching MacGyver, right? Remember Knight Rider from Meyer? We had Knight Rider, right? Now you got, I don't know what you got because I don't really watch TV anymore. But I don't even know if Jerry Springer is still popping, right? I ain't watched Jerry Springer in over 6 years. So here's the thing. If you're a couch potato, once again, get off that couch, right? you got a job, right? And it's more you want to do, right? Stop just going to that job, right? And clocking out and going home, going to sleep, right? Right? Go home and get real focused on whatever it is you believe that can build you a better career, right? Because economically, in this world, you need to have a great career, right? I realize that now. Even a 99-cent store is expensive now, right? I went in a 99-cent store the other day and I realized, wow, everything in the 99-cent store ain't 99 cent no more, right? And so, for the people with them SUVs, right? You got to have a career to keep that tank full. Because you're not going to give me to believe that $20 is going to last all week in a big old SUV, right? You got people to do it all the time. They try to budget off $20, right? So how do we empower ourselves to get that capital, right? Get that legitimate capital, right? Here's how you do that. Focus in on a good career, right? At one point, I believe because I was a career criminal, right? Thug, hanging on the corners with my homeboys, that it was totally impossible for me to gain capital, right? The way I would like to gain capital. Today, I no longer believe in that, right? Because I'm making those steps. I'm taking those steps. I'm doing everything that's necessary of me, right? I'm doing everything that's necessary of me, right? To better myself, to empower myself, right? For capital, right? And my capital is going to be based on legacy, right? So I can leave my grandchildren something and their children and then their children after that something, right? And here's the thing. Then you got the thing of collaboration I talk about, right? Once you start pursuing a career, you start meeting people with the same desires, right? Some are in different positions than you, right? In process, right? And they can help you get to where you need to be. I believe that wholeheartedly because I got friends right now that's in college, right? I got friends that's going to school, paying for it, and they give me the knowledges that I need to know, right, to move forward, right? Now, here's the thing. I, too, have to do the work now, right? That's the thing now, right? So now I'm researching online. What is it that I'm going to do online, right? Collegiate-wise, college-wise, that's going to benefit and fit into what I'm trying to do to move forward. Now, I'll show you a bit of things that I'm into. One, I'm working on my design, right? My design for clothing, my clothing line. And that'll be coming soon. Also, music is a good thing, right? Music is a good thing if you're into that. However, you got to figure out how can you make a good career out of music without being somebody's slave, right? That comes from reading, going online, researching, talking to people, right? If you into music, right? If you into modeling, right? Let's get online, right? Let's get them books. Let's get down to the libraries, right? And let's start investing in our careers, right? And also, it takes money to make money, right? It takes money to make money, right? So that means success. I have to start looking like success, smelling like success, and acting like success, right? And this is the thing. We got to get off our tails, man. The investment. Like you invest in them on blunts on the corner. You invest in those alcohols. You invest in El Pollo Loco, McDonald's, Burger King, right? Invest in yourself and your product and what you want to do in your career, right? Invest in that, right? Invest in that, right? So look, here's the thing. I like to shine when I'm at work. I like to look good when I'm at work, right? And then when I go out to business meetings, my presentation, right? However, I seen a pair of shoes. I said, man, there's no way in the world I'm going to afford those pair of shoes. But I thought about it. I said, imagine if I buy those shoes, right? What kind of people would I attract, right? When I go to this meeting. And so I put those shoes on and I paid for them, right? And the first thing the people was saying was, wow, those are nice shoes. How you doing, Mr. Briggs? I said, well, how you doing, sir? Right? And so it led me into other things, right? And then I started getting connects, right, in the business world. And I don't have a degree. So also invest in yourself, invest in your look, right? Look is everything in business, right? In business, right? You want to look the part, right? You want to look the part because people will help you. People like your presentation, right? So your presentation has to be right. They don't want the thug hanging on the corner, right? And I'm not knocking that, right? And I'm not putting the thug under what you call indictment. That's not what this is about. But what I'm saying is you guys have to start investing in yourselves, man. You know what I'm saying? And upgrading your brand. You know what I'm saying? Right? Upgrade your brand, whatever that is, man. If you're an artist, you got to promote your art. You got to invest in it, right? Right? If you want to fix computers, if you want to solder, right, and you want a business welding, right, invest in that. Invest in that. Go ask, man. They got people that will help you, especially if you've been to prison before. People will help you, right? People will help you. You just got to get off them corners, man. You got to get off that couch, man. Stop staring at Jerry, man. Stop looking at Jerry. Jerry got money, man. Jerry got money. Okay? Stop gossiping with your homegirls on the cell phones, man. Stay off the cell phones all day, just texting nothings all day long. Hey, what you doing? Right? I get texts all the time like that. What you doing? What you doing? Well, I'm busy right now. I'm trying to, I don't got time to be texting all day long. I'm trying to move forward in my life and in my success. Not knocking it. If you got some spare time, do that, right? But just sitting around playing on the text, Instagram, right, showing your behind, looking at people do silly stuff all day, right? It's just not gonna bring you no money, right? For the young men, you sitting there on Instagram looking at these women, right, in this provocative clothing, right, all day long, right? And you young men, right, with talent, right? I met a lot of young men in prison with talent, right? You'd be surprised. And you wasting your time on Instagram, Facebook. Okay, let me tell you about Instagram and Facebook real quick. Okay, the guy that invented Facebook, if I ain't mistaken, I think he almost like a billionaire. Something so simple, right? But if he was wasting his time looking at some Instagram or somebody else's internet page, he wouldn't have been able to build Facebook. He wouldn't have been able to build Facebook, right? I don't got time for your Instagram, so don't ask me if I have Instagram. No, I don't. Don't ask me if I have Facebook. No, I don't, right? Because I care nothing about that stuff, right? I care nothing. Right now, it's about me moving forward, right? And how can I benefit here, right? What can I put up here, man? Right? And one of my mentors, he's a comedian by the name of Black Rosebud, right? He's my mentor. And I remember he told me he had his grandfather called him Uncle Bone. Uncle Bone say, man, learn a little bit about everything instead of a whole lot about nothing, right? So you're just sitting there learning a bunch of nothings, right? That's getting you nowhere, right? And I say again, if running in them liquor stores and hanging on them corners is making you successful, keep doing it. But if it's not, then you need to rethink some things, man, right? Because if I can do it, you can do it. I know this for certain, right? Right? Once I turned that TV off, man, and I got into those books, man, and I got into them computers, man, and I started doing things and talking to people and going down to these resource centers and things of that nature, meeting people, man, a whole new world opened up for me. A whole new world, okay? And like I say, this is not just directed to the guy in the hood, but I like to talk to the youth in the hood, right? The people that came from where I came from because it betters the community, right? So this is why I always, mention where I came from. I'll never forget where I came from. Never, ever, ever, right? However, this is for the rich and the poor and the the like-minded, right? To stay on our grind, right? To stay on our grind, right? Because think about it. How many of y'all out there can't stand the fact that LA has a 61% spike in homelessness, right? And it bothers you because it bothers me. Imagine if I was a billionaire, how many people I could help. Imagine if you was a billionaire, how many of those people we could go down there and feed, right? And change some things, right? Imagine if we had the monies that we necessarily desire, how we could change all these dynamics that's going on. Poverty, right? Police brutality, right? Because we're in position, right? You're not in position, okay? If you're sitting on your couch, right, and you feel like, man, I'm barely making ends meet, right? Or I work for someone, right? We have that ability, man, to go start working for ourselves, right? Invest in yourself, man. Invest in your career. Stay focused, man. Let's start collaborating, man. Start talking to people. And then this COVID-19 thing, right, is training us to really not collaborate, right? It's training us to not talk, right? People are afraid to say things to one another walking down the street. Not understand that, right? Because they're afraid, right? But don't be afraid to collaborate and speak, right? Because sometimes just saying hi with a friendly smile, you never know who you might meet, right? And I know some successful people now, and it just comes from a friendly smile, right? And meeting people, right? And trying to move forward. And then you open your mouth and say, you know what, man, this is what I'm trying to do. And they say, hey, I'm going to lead you in the right direction. I like that. Because you're not talking about a whole bunch of nothing. You're actually talking about something. But imagine if I'm just sitting in the corner, right, talking that street stuff, right, all day long. People going to walk right past you. Nobody wants to deal with that, right? Imagine if I'm just, hey, girl, hey, homie, you seen Jerry last night? You seen Jerry last night? Jerry? Jerry who? Seinfeld? No, Jerry Springer. Either or. Like, man, that's, right? What they got to do with this money we need? I can't put no money in the bank. If Nipsey Hussle, rest his soul, at that young age, was thinking like that, he would have never made it to where he made it to, right? This was a young man, especially in this, well, we come from LA around here, but this message is to anyone in the world and communities, anyone that's stagnated, right? He sent us a message, man. That dude was a baby compared to some of us, right? And for the youth, his age, you telling me he was smarter than y'all and y'all come from the same culture? Y'all come from the same background, right? He didn't have no college degrees. He just decided to do something with himself, right? And the more he did it, the more he gained. He started to network, right? He started to network. And if you notice, it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And that was the message. He served his purpose. Rest in peace, Nipsey. He served his purpose to show people, man, if you put tenacity into yourself, right? Your design, your culture, who you really are, designing yourself, right? And your brand, you will be successful. So with that said, man, I hope I said something that you guys could appreciate. Once again, I speak also to the layman, right? I speak to the layman, right? The people that come from where I come from, them young men on them corners in these neighborhoods, man, out there wasting your time, wasting your time. Even with this protest thing, I get it, I really do. But if you're sitting there running in them stores and stuff like that, you're totally wasting your time. Because if a camera catch you, you're going back to jail. So just stop. You don't need to be doing that, right? Send the message, right? Freedom of speech. You got that coming. But you don't have the right to steal or take something that ain't yours, because guess what? Now you start behaving just like the animal that you protesting, right? You start behaving like an animal that you protesting. So all you did was reproject their behavior and just filter it in, and then you use that as a stepping tool, right, to say this is why we did that, right? How does that help Floyd? How does that reflect Floyd, right? You do it in a civilized manner, right? You do it in a civilized manner, man, because we're intelligent people, right? We're not animals, right? I used to believe I was an animal. I'm not an animal, right? Right? I'm not an animal. I'm not some street moniker. My name is Carl, and I'm a human being, right? And I have a career. Thank you.